people have been comparing this to Baryon mode, and to be fair, it doesn't even, to me, look like the normal Naruto QB, just rampage, whatever. It does look similar to Baryon mode. The problem that I already thought about is the fact that we've never seen Ikimoto draw KCM Zero.
You're literally
Naruto.
quoting me. You're
Yeah.
quoting, like, basically what I said.
So it's just impossible because we don't know what it should look like. That said, I'm sure you've heard this comparison as well, and I've thought about this as well. I'm sure you thought about this immediately. It looks like Kushina. Kushina's
like I said,
hair.
it looks like multiple. There's like 3 comparisons. Like obviously the hair, Kushina. So if you look at Kishimoto's one shot, Kushina has like some of the black eyeshadow around her eyes too.
Yeah.
So it's not like only Barry mode has that. Even Naruto has a little bit of it, although not exactly the way Ikimoto's drawing it here, but it's there. The thing is, there's no Biju cloak like Kushina, so that it's like, okay, it could be like Naruto's early transformations, like versus Sasuke at the Final Valley, Haku, Kimimaru, and so on. And then she has like the claws and stuff too. But again, the problem is we haven't seen Ikimoto draw these forms. So we don't know which one he's trying to reference.
The bolded whisker marks really look like Baryon mode rather than the normal rage, but again, we don't know what his art style would be, if it would be a lot of lines or if it would be this one thick line like this. Same with Himawari's eyes.
Yeah.
Regardless of the eye design itself, sure, it's angry, but it's not like rage. It's more like a calm wrath.
Naruto, I guess one of his whiskers might be coming out of his eye, but Naruto normally has, hold on, I'm gonna actually look at the before and after. Because Naruto normally has 3 whiskers. But in Baryon mode, he only has 2. Which, of course, Himawari only had 2 anyway, so that's where it's tricky. But yeah, Naruto clearly has 3 right before, and then they just like turn into 2. I don't know if one of these is supposed to be coming out of his eye, though. In this case, Himawari doesn't have that, but she also only has 2 whiskers anyway. So... But like the thing is with Baryon mode, it's like, okay, at least it would make sense in terms of like a power that's relevant for Kurama to be hyping up. Because let's be real, Haku, tuning exams, Kimimaru fight, Naruto level of Kurama. If anything, Himawari should have less of it. Should not be relevant against Juro. Shouldn't matter. But like Baryon mode, it's like, okay, at least like that somewhat makes sense.
But even then, Naruto with the Baryon mode was barely Ishiki level. Juro should be far above Ishiki, and this is not Naruto, this is Himawari. So even if it has to be magnitudes, thousands of times stronger than the Baryon mode amp. Which is already probably like 1,000 times.
I mean, like, even if we want to just say, like, Juro is Ishiki level for now, just to make it simple. It's just like, oh, Himawari should not be as base. Himawari should not be base Naruto level. And then it's like, they gotta really explain this, because the way Kurama explained it does not make it seem like Kurama is stronger than he was before. It's just like, I'm reincarnating, like, I'm in the process of getting my power back, like, if anything.
Kurama
not like I'm stronger than ever before.
Kurama basically implies last chapter and in this chapter that they just are weaker than Juro, and that they should not try to fight him because they'll lose. Like, he doesn't outright say it anytime, but like, it's just kind of what it seems like he thinks is the case. For example, he says like, either way, it's gonna be a dark future. And like last chapter, he's like, that pesky Ten Tails I was trying to hide away found me.
Yeah, okay. The dark future thing, I will say, in mine, it was something like, if you don't believe in yourself, it'll be a dark future or something. The important thing is to believe in yourself. If you can't do that, then every future outcome will be dark. So it's like an if, not just either way. So it's a different meaning, obviously.
Okay. For example, like, even like when he puts,
if this is Baryon mode, then they're gonna have to ask Paul how Kurama isn't just gonna disappear again. Which I think would be awful writing. If Kurama finally returns, reincarnates in Himawari, that just immediately uses Baryon mode and goes away.
I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Himawari is just going to have infinite Baryon mode, if that's what this is.
But then it's like, okay, then they got to really explain it in a way that makes sense.
Yeah, but they never really explained Baryon mode in the first place.
Shouldn't just make... Yeah, but like the fact that Kurama left Naruto, you have to explain, okay, why couldn't he stay in Naruto but can in Himawari in a way that's satisfying? Because even if you want to say, oh, well, Himawari always has Kurama's chakra because she was born with it, whatever, I feel like that just would apply to Naruto for all the same reasons that it would apply to Himawari in that case, meaning Kurama's chakra should have never left Naruto's in that case. And if Kurama has the choice to just stop it a millisecond early so that he doesn't go away, why would he not do that for Naruto? Like, you know, so I don't know how they would explain it.
Yeah. I mean, the visuals, especially like not the anime version, but the manga version of Baryon mode, this just feels similar in terms of even just like this panel. The explosion of Baryon mode feels similar to this. And like also, it's a similar scenario. Jura is just Ishiki, and then like Himawari is just Naruto, and it's just and like going after someone else. In this case, Jin is Boruto. It feels like the same scene.
Yeah, and then with Baryon mode, their actual skin isn't coated with a cloak. It's like Naruto's clothes becomes the cloak. In Himawari's case, that could just be her hair instead.
Continuing with the parallels, Boruto has his arm broken, and then Baryon mode happens. Himawari has her leg broken, and then Baryon mode. Also, you could even say narratively that this is Ishiki based on that. This narrative's a parallel.
Regardless of his true identity, there's plenty of narrative parallels to Ishiki. Like,
even if it's not Ishiki, let's just say the Shinjuu are Ishiki's child, which would be interesting because it's like Ishiki's Ten Tails anyways. So in this case, Naruto and Ishiki were like mortal enemies, rivals, whatever you want to say. And now it's Naruto's child versus Ishiki's child, which I think would be really cool if they went that route.
I think that would be cool too, actually. Yeah. I mean, even if he's not literally like Ishiki had a kid, it could be like a Orochimaru and Mitsuki where it's a clone child type of thing.
Yeah. But if that's why Himawari wins, because she's a real, genuine, true, authentic child, that sort of negates Mitsuki's entire existence. So they couldn't do that or win because of that. That just makes Mitsuki narratively wrong passively.
Yeah. Like, he just screwed.
It's so funny.
I would not like that. She's got to win for a different reason. But how do you think they would explain the Baryon mode thing besides like, oh, your chakra affinity is better than Naruto's was? That shouldn't really matter in the context of how Baryon mode was explained.
So Naruto and Kurama were never one being. They were never two in one. And I don't think the thought process visualization is where Naruto's was when he was meeting with Kurama. I think Naruto was meeting Kurama in the seal, whereas Kurama's not sealed in Himawari. Kurama basically is Himawari. Like, they're two in one. I don't even know if Kurama and Himawari can switch places like Naruto and Kurama did in the war arc.
It's possible.
In addition,
but the way he explains it, it could just be like a weird way of explaining how the Tail Beast mind space works to begin with. Like, we don't fully know.
Yeah.
If it's necessarily like Boruto and Momoshiki with the thoughts crossing over thing, or if it's just like normal.
You said in yours, Kurama doesn't explain it as a visualization of thought. You said that it's beyond the visualization of thought, which is really interesting because that reminds me of what they say in the war arc when all the Tail Beasts are meeting Naruto, when Naruto's fighting White Mask Obito, and the Tail Beast's like, this is a layer even he can't reach. This is a layer beyond the previous one. The Tail Beast meeting spot or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's what they're doing, Kurama might not even be in Himawari at all. Like, literally, physically, or whatever.
His chakra definitely is.
Yeah, but like in the same way, like the other 9 tailed beasts were never in Naruto, but Naruto still had their chakra and had the ability to meet with them.
Yeah. It could be like that, but she definitely has a decent amount in this case. But yeah, that is possible.
In fact, I think I'd be fine with the tailed beast meeting spot being passed on to Himawari from Naruto, in the same way that Hagoromo passed it on to Naruto, Naruto passed it on to Himawari. I'd be fine with that.
Granted, she doesn't have the chakra of the other tail beast to actually meet with them, but
so specifically not the tail beast itself, but the meeting spot itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. I like that. But another thing going along with this is Kurama was always telling Naruto, this is even when Kurama was sealed, that like, oh, I'll give you my chakra, child. Just use it. Let me free, blah, blah, blah. And then later on, when he unlocked KCM, he didn't have to do that. He could just use Kurama's chakra because they were like cooperation on the same terms. Here, because they're one body, one mind, Kurama, the way he's explaining it, it seems like Himawari herself
Like, he
has to
can't
do
just
it.
give it to her. She
Exactly.
has to. Yeah, exactly. It's similar to like Ishiki being like, "Yo, Kawaki, use my karma better. Like, I can't do it for you. Like, you need to do it." Like,
Yeah.